Go ahead and cancel that high colonic. Sounds like you're all set.
Yes,
Did I say
sir.
that out loud?
So, yeah, I heard it. So, are we still in the dip buying mood here?
It's definitely looking like that. I mean, we didn't even get the opportunity to even go retest kind of the consolidation from yesterday that I thought we might go down to, maybe down to retest towards 6100, 6110s, and we've just not even had a sniff of a good short opportunity. Unless you were shorting the highs, which Godspeed if you were doing that. I was shorting in the middle of the range, so I guess I'm no better. But yeah, this looked like a decent buy off of what is that on NQ? Right as you were coming, I was coming on air. The 30-minute opening range high, kind of right around those 140s. Like I saw buyers kind of come in there, and the 5-minute opening range low on ES, about the same move. So, but for the most part, I mean, it's a weird Friday. We've just kind of been range bound. We haven't done a whole lot. We haven't moved. Basically, ES basically flat on the day. It's been a tough session. I don't know how people have done today. Or have you guys green, red, tough time navigating this new range, slightly at the higher edge of the previous range that we've been in? We haven't really made a huge move off of it. We're still inside the FOMC candle, which makes me nervous that someone large next week may step in and just kill all the fun. But I'm seeing call buying just continuing to kind of look euphoric, and everybody looking for the 6,200 strikes to start coming in on SPX. So roughly 80 points higher. Not necessarily for today, but I'm seeing those hit the tape.
People are gunning for it. I'm looking at the NDX right now. We're up by the hair of our chins, about 100 and something bucks. I have that covered up right now. The all-time high in
the house
NDX,
count, yeah.
22,133, high close 22,096, which is about, we're about 20 points away from the all-time high in the NDX. So 20 more points will get us to the spot market closing high, and a little bit above that would be the all-time high. So I expect the call buying volume not to abate. Yeah, I'm definitely in to look for a pullback because it came this far. We got to shoot for the all-time highs, right, JD?
Yep.
Absolutely. When you're close to all-time highs, there's no reason not to shoot for new all-time highs. You need a violent pullback to drag me away from all-time highs. I'm looking at 15-minute candles right now, too. This is all pointing straight up. It's telling us, buy me.
I have the day chart up right now in the NQ. NDX, just a spot price for the. I was explaining earlier that when you're trading futures, you are having whatever asset you're trading. You are not betting. Michael wouldn't like I use the word betting. You are not trading the price of that object today. You are trading the price of that object in the delivery month. And with things such as equities, contango, the futures that are further out have a premium on them because stocks go up generally. That's why right now the futures contract we're trading is at 22,182, and the current spot price of the NDX, the Nasdaq 100, is 22,074. So there's about 110 points difference between the price of the Nasdaq today and where people are trading the futures on where it'll be in, end of March or whatever we're trading now. So there's that.
Little Series 3 lesson thrown in at lunchbox trading.
Super Series 3. Yeah. Nice explanation,
Super
Jack.
Series 3. Go back in here. Well, I have some babies crying in the background, which is fine. But JD, just let me know, what time did you guys want to do a little VIP check-in while we're looking at this?
We can do it right now. I wanted to mention earlier, you're talking about the worst things about being, or the teams that you hate the most, and you said the Green Bay Packers. And I'm not going to disagree with that. And the worst thing about it is So my wife's family is from Western Minnesota. She comes from a place that existed. Her family was fans of the Green Bay Packers before the Minnesota Vikings even existed. So in this like certain little spot of the Midwestern world in the United States, there's this pocket of old school Green Bay Packers fans, and it's absolutely infuriating when you go to a small town in Western Minnesota to try and watch a football game, and everyone is wearing that puke Packer green. It's kind of gross.
Drinking their sweet brandy old fashions and wearing leather helmets and all that. That sounds disgusting.
You really want to know what they do? They take they drink Michelob Ultra Light and they put pickle spears in the glass. That's how they drink it.
And monsters.
I'm not joking. They're totally psychotic.
Well, with that note, Nick, how's your
I've tried
VIP
it. Not
team
that
been?
bad.
My VIP team is doing well. It's still kind of a mixed bag. Yet a few people passed. Someone has blown the XFA already, which is unfortunate. A few others just kind of stacking up a few green days. I saw somebody was down 500, up 800, closing green. So it's like we've had some stretches of some good days and a few people that are definitely going to be using some resets, but it seems like the team is doing well. They're learning from each other. We're still doing my little 2-minute drills in the pre-market just to kind of talk through, what I'm seeing, where we are at, zooming out a little bit, kind of like this on a 1 hour or 4 hour time frame, getting out of the 1-minute charts on NQ and just kind of taking a snapshot, giving not necessarily ideas, but just perspective on where we may go and why we may go there. Prices, areas we may return to, areas we may break out to. So a couple things to arm people on just using volume to showcase kind of how we may be able to navigate the early parts of the session. If we can't get above this, I would see, sellers returning and trying to bring price down to this area where we'd probably find buyers. So just super basic concepts, trying to, get people a little glimmer into the way I kind of articulate and look at the markets in the AM session as I'm kind of preparing for my morning. So I'm not sure. Do we
Awesome.
have like the hard stats? So I'm taking everything with a grain of
don't yet.
salt on what people are sharing with screenshots, but
Yeah, we're waiting on the data boards for that. We'll have it early next week. What time are you doing these lessons in the morning? I'd love to get you
Yeah.
on for the opening call one day. Like, is there a
I know.
let's set a
I was
date
talking
next
to
week.
Tim about it. There's a maybe we can do it on. I'll be on Tuesday morning with everybody for fast markets. I mean, I'm happy to do it before that just because it's like a natural, easy way to continue my morning that
Awesome,
way.
yeah.
So yeah, Tuesdays, Thursdays, as I'm doing fast markets, we can definitely chime in. But I was talking behind the scenes on, maybe trying to do that a little more. Just add another voice into, what's going on into the next session. So we usually do it.
Cool.
I let the news kind of settle, and then I quickly jump into TopstepX and record it in OBS so that I can give them, like, literally it's less than 3 minutes. It has been every day. I just try to quickly run through it and not just be me rambling for 30 minutes on 17 ideas that I'm thinking about. It's like, here's a quick 2-minute snapshot. If you did not do any prep, you're just getting in at the bell. Here's how to keep yourself out of trouble in the first 10 minutes.
Well,
Fair
good.
enough.
Taking a look real quick on our story from earlier, Meta is up pretty healthy right now, up $9.28 or like 1.3%. As a reminder, that'll be 20 straight days in the green for Meta, which is, I don't know what to say
Ridiculous,
about that.
yeah.
I don't know what to say either. I'm kind of
Raise your hand in the chat and be honest if you've ever had 20 straight winning days in the market. Raise your hand and be honest.
I think the difference at this point is I think some of this just has to be, there's got to be some people piling into the old gambler's fallacy that like it has to be red today, and options
shortcut a
market
little bit.
makers being like, no,
Yeah.
it does not. You know what I mean? That's what I would do.
I
Like,
haven't
if
looked
nothing happens,
into
keep this rolling to 30 days or something.
I know Tesla never did it, but like even looking at the delta squeezes that can happen with single stocks, I'd be curious I haven't looked at the data for Meta, but I'd be curious if that has happened at all too, or it's
I know
just
the
a
fact.
self-fulfilling prophecy.
Even a few days ago, this was the longest streak of winning days by any Mag 7 company. Um, it's pretty crazy because obviously the market has been up and down in that time. And yes, I think options, I mean, we showed those Robinhood earnings the other day. Um, Options kind of control everything at this point, right?
More than
I don't know
half
if you
the
saw
volume
that.
of the S&Ps every day.
Exactly. So that's why come Friday afternoon, much like you do, I'll start looking at the
Look at that
SPX,
chain.
look at that chain and see where I would want to go.
Yep. You can find some, picking up pennies in front of the steamroller with minimal minimal risk to your capital and absurd upside potential gains, which is just we're just a casino at this point. So
Peyton knows
that's the
Zuckerberg
market we're in.
meeting with Trump was a good sign. Yeah, that's true. It's been all up from then. But also Tesla has been, even though it's been up the last couple of days, been beaten down quite a bit since then. So
Yeah, anybody that bought the
I
dip in
don't know.
Nvidia has been having a good 10 days. So it kind of makes sense. But we're still
Nvidia
just
is
teetering below the all-time highs and below kind of that consolidation from December FOMC. So I would love to see us just break out and throw all that out. But until we do, I'm just kind of worried someone large steps in eventually and pushes us back into that range.
You guys
Not today.
remember DeepSeek?
Never heard of her.
I s- Ew, Valentine's Day. I saw a quote somewhere, someone mentioning that, something about it was either trading's a place where the impossible happens twice per year. And that made me think in the past year, the two biggest crazy openings I can remember were the Japan carry trade explosion that lasted for 4 hours, and then the DeepSeek headline. Stuff like that'll happen, but it's gonna take something like that. Obviously, not DeepSeek. That couldn't stop it to kind of burst this momentum at this point because this, given the info this week, I don't think the info can do it unless we get some outrageous CPI print.
We're just in
Just keep buying.
a situation
yeah.
where bad news is good news is good news, worse news doesn't matter. Just keep buying it. We've shaken off everything. I don't know what catalyst even matters at this point.
hmm
That's good info though, because if you think about it,
Yeah.
it's like Wednesday CPI, they're like, oh, you know, it's hot. Okay, rates down. Uh, that's what the
You know it.
market did as a reaction.
Yeah.
That's normally what you would do, but shrugged off PPI, and then on the week retail sales was like, oh, that cancels out the other two. Can't have inflation if retail sales are bad.
But and then
And Jake,
let's dump it on Michigan consumer sentiment too. It's just like I don't know. Yes is no, up is down. Just
Jack, you
keep
talked
buying it, I guess.
about yesterday you talked about every time the commander in chief throws out a T word in a tweet or whatever, you just buy the dip. Peter Tuckman came on today, and I don't think he's sitting around listening to Top Step TV all day, but he said the same exact thing this morning that you said yesterday. Every time he comes out and talks about tariffs, the market dips, and it's a total buying opportunity for the rest of the day. And
Oh,
usually
exactly.
plays
Like
out.
that's
Yeah.
I think that's why I said like the Allen Iverson like politics. We talking about politics, like people were like chirping back like it's a negotiating tactic. I'm like, I don't care. We're trading the markets. Uh, as far as I could tell, none of these things with tariffs will ever. The pain point is like -2% in the NQ. And if it
hmm
goes further than
Well, no,
that, they won't happen. And until I'm proved wrong on that, we'll just buy every dip.
and there you have it, folks. We're giving you the answers right here. All right, Nick,
wild.
we got
Look at
10
this.
minutes left. Oh, yeah, we're still ripping a bit.
Wait, Jack, are we NDX all-time highs?
Let me take a look. See.
We're at almost 22,200. Got to be close.
Yeah, I have like 2298. I think that. Oh, sorry, I'm on a zoomed in chart. That's the thing that's hard getting back here, JD, is it's so tough to manage all these screens. Okay, we are through the all-time closing high in the NDX. The all-time high I have at 22,133. So we're about 30 points in the NASDAQ away from the horn, which I hope you have ready, Nick.
Oh, it's ready. It is filled and ready.
It's been a while since we got to play that. Back in December, we were doing it. It was Monday, December 16th, when we hit the all-time high in the NDX. And then we got destroyed on Wednesday, the 18th. That had to be CPI day or something. I don't remember what that was.
December 18th? FOMC.
Yeah, it looks like.
FOMC. Yeah, that was definitely FOMC day.
Oh, that was when Powell came out and said, F your calls. I remember now.
Yep. Yeah, that was a fun afternoon. We shook that right off too. Within a session and a half, we were already back into kind of the lower edge of that range. Just crazy. Yeah, literally the following session, we dipped down the pre-market and we were almost already back to it by the end of the week. That's just nuts.
Pretty muted in the tilt, just 58% long, the NASDAQ around these highs right now. I'd imagine if we get a dip, that'll increase. Hogue was pointing out on his chart, annotating that this morning, every time the tilt was getting above 80% was when we'd see a pullback in the NASDAQ.
Hmm.
But I'm just going to watch for now.
Yeah, I'm looking at a 15-minute chart. I'm still not seeing really a case for doing anything at the moment. We'll keep an eye on
That's the
that.
thing with
We'll have a
leveraged
position
products.
going on a power hour.
This is definitely a day. This isn't, we're higher, but it hasn't been easy. This wasn't the sort of day where you could just get long right
No
away
free
in the
money
open. There was
today.
multiple times to get shaken out of longs.
Yeah, did anything really trigger this? I mean, right before we were coming on, like what really juiced this to the north side? We were trading at like
There was
22,100.
There was some minor news. I still think it's all call stuff when you see these.
Yeah.
Because, everyone is always like, who the hell is like buying these levels right now? And we're nervous about doing it. It's, well, with all the calls in there, if you think about like all the 0-date calls, people are YOLO'd long calls all over the place. So as price goes up to hedge those, they have to buy outright futures
Right.
for the exposure. So it's not even, when you see these grinds up like that, it's not that someone's like, probably, I'm just speculating on this. It's more so that they algorithmically just have to buy to hedge the higher call options. And that's a self-fulfilling process until something comes out to, shove it down real quick. Now the same process works the other way, but there's just a lot more degenerate plays to the long side.
Yeah, like when Trump was doing his press conference yesterday, I had it on the side on YouTube, and the YouTube chat for that news stream was up, and the amount of degenerate gamblers in that chat before Trump was coming on, just talking about my calls are going to print. Trump's going to send it. Like, just it's insane. So that just gives you the current state of, the options market that we are in. Buy
I
calls,
was so
sell them higher.
lost. Yesterday, I was so lost during this segment because JD and I talked afterwards. We got to have 3 people on when Trump's talking because it's like, what do you do? You're just seeing stale information of whatever's happening at the time. And I don't know how you necessarily trade that. People will certainly try, but
It's difficult.
Yeah, it was. I paid for it, so
just like 2017. But we'll figure it out. We're just going to buy the dips when Trump is talking. Just we're like the
It
options
works.
market makers.
Yep, it works until it doesn't work. So keep doing it.
Don't overthink it, folks.
And even then, you
When it
might
dips-
just need to let it dip for a couple days, then you can buy it again.
Mhm.
But nothing is shaking longs out of this market.
Nope. Lower volume. We're just going to grind higher until something else comes out here. But
Next week is
Maybe
options
it'll-
expiration. Maybe that'll do something. Who knows? I would just like volume to come back.
Oh, do we get the
We had,
triple
I
witch?
think, two of the lowest volume days of the year so far were this week.
I believe it.
We were just in the tight little range
Mhm.
on ES, about 30 points. So we'll see. Hopefully
Well,
power hours
that-
speeds up a little bit.
Oh, there's an old the Thursday Friday low the week before expiration Friday. We might have kissed that. I'm gonna do a little research on that. I'll bring it back on Monday. But there's an old study about how the market tends to go a little bit lower the Thursday and Friday, the week before options expiration. Just popped in my head. I'll
Yeah.
get the data for you.
Little pullback here. This is where the option stuff makes me nervous, though, because as I said, it works the other way, where it's like if people are forced to algorithmically buying on the way up, we'll see if it starts to drop. Anyway, I think we've gone a little bit past time because I think we have top quiz next with Bonnie. Am I reading this correctly?
We sure
This
do.
is great news.
Oh yeah, top quiz.
We'll
with
see what
Bonnie.
yeah. We're gonna see what kind of mood Eddie is in or was in when he wrote these questions, how bad he wants to I don't know, confuse, irritate, and totally
There's
boggle.
love in the air
shit.
tonight. Today, JD. There's
All
love
right.
in the air.
Well, let's take a little break here. We're gonna do top quiz. It's gonna be lit. We'll have some fun. Then Anne Marie and Real Deal Zach are in the house for the next segment. You won't want to miss that. This is TopstepTV. We're with the Nick Tick man himself. Great stuff. We'll see you next week, perhaps on some opening call as well. We'll be right back after this.
It's time for Top Quiz. 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 It's time for Top Quiz.
Welcome back, everybody. Yes, it is a little after 1 o'clock, and we've got Bonnie with us. And of course, I hope you all know what time it is. It is.
It's time for Top Quiz.
Yes, it is.
It's time for Top Quiz.
And I think Bonnie froze.
It's time for Top Quiz.
I'll dance by myself. Bonnie, your picture froze, but I feel that you were dancing with me. Are you with
I
us,
was.
Bonnie?
Let me try to reload.
Log in again. While we're getting people here, remember the Top Quiz link is at the top of the chat. Click on that link and get in here for an opportunity to win a VIP entry into the next round, up and coming. So everyone else, top 5 answers will get an automatic entry into the next round of VIP. Everyone else who gets 3 or more questions correct will be entered into a raffle where Gabe will be drawing the remaining 20 winners, and he'll come back on here in Power Hour, and we will list them. And Bonnie is back. Bonnie, how are you?
Good. How are you? Happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day, Bonnie. All right. All right, Gabe, how we looking, partner?
We're looking good. We're looking good. I'd say give people another 30 seconds or so, and then we'll go ahead and get cracking.
Okay. All right. So the question is, how was Eddie feeling when he made these questions? Well, I figured we'd have some fun stuff here. Nothing really off the wall here. Mathematical, scientifical, historical, maybe some history. Yes, history questions here, but I'm ready to go. Bonnie, are you ready to go?
I'm ready. Let's do it.
Any plans for the weekend here for Valentine's Day?
I'm actually celebrating Lunar New Year a little late, so gonna be wrapping a lot of dumplings.
All right.
Yeah.
Here.
Not really the
What-
Valentine's Day activity, but it'll be fun.
Okay. What, real quick here while we're still getting names here, what do you celebrate? Like, how do you celebrate?
How do I celebrate for
Yeah, what the Lunar New Year.
Valentine's? Oh, Lunar New Year. We just wrap dumplings with my family, eat a lot of food, play some games.
There you go. Can I come over?
Yes, of course. I'll make you some dumplings.
Oh, that would be nice. I love them dumplings. Dumplings and mustard. Okay, I think we're good here, Gabe.
Yes,
And,
we are in. We are good to go, Eddie. Real quick, there's some confusion in chat. There will be no VIP form drop-ins. We are currently not scouting the traditional way. The top
good eye.
25, or I'm sorry, the top 5 and then 20 random winners will receive a entry into next season. So for the confusion in chat, this is the winners of Top Quiz will get a submission for the next season. But
Next
yeah, man,
season,
whenever
yeah,
you're
I
ready,
said,
let's.
right?
Yeah,
I
yeah, you
said
said that. Sometimes people just don't listen, Eddie. You know, you gotta say it again if you. So it's all good.
Read my lips.
I'm ready when you are, though.
Let's hit it, man. All right, Friday, Top Quiz. Here we go. All right. Happy Valentine's Day, everybody. 3, 2, first question. What was the score of the first?